Hi everybody, welcome to Reality Buzz TV where we talk about all things reality TV shows. So let's talk about the Bala family. The Bala family? Do you remember that line? The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man! If you don't know the Muffin Man, you don't have kids because it means that you were not watching kids movies. So listen, you guys, it was episode 14 last night. I did not check if it's the finale, but I am hoping it's a finale. It's the first time ever that I reach a point when I'm watching a reality TV show where I'm like, is this one a finale? Is this one a finale? Because I just can't wait for it to be over. As good as the show is, you guys, it's very, very hard to watch families go through what they are going through right now. They're just not getting it, okay? And also, there's no moving forward in this family. They don't get along. They don't understand each other. Or when you say north, to say south, to say west, to say east, there's no common ground. And I just feel like I've watched enough of this disaster. I'm ready to move forward to other shows, but I like the show and I hope that they come back next season. Somebody said that why are we so worried about this show? They are acting. And I did answer and say, actually, this is one reality show where they are not acting, okay? Of course, they are doing things that they don't do under normal circumstances because as families, you guys, all of us have issues, but we don't talk about them all the time. It's not like every time you sit down for a meal, you're talking about the issues. Every time you go somewhere, you're talking about the issues. But with them doing the show, it forces them to talk about those issues. And also, your reaction is different when something is going to be on TV. You know that it's not going to just be your family. Whereas maybe under normal circumstances, you would just ignore, go to your room and cool off. But because it's going to be on TV and you are worried about how people are going to perceive you, you might react a certain way, okay? So now they are at dinner and I really feel like it was not a good idea to not have somebody to mediate their communication as a family because I do feel like the family struggles to communicate with each other and understand each other. So I do feel like it was a loss for the family to not do that this time. Also, I think that it would have helped them to relax if they went and did some activities while they are at the retreat, okay? Go do some zip lining or something, quad biking, okay? Some team building activity just as a family. Forget about the problems you have and just go and have some fun. I think that they should have done things like that. It would have helped them to relax a little bit. Maybe they did, they just didn't see it. I don't know, good enough for us to see it on TV, but I would have loved to see the family do something else other than just sitting down and fighting. Listen, you guys. Zwai was wilding, okay? He was here for the nonsense. He was here with the nonsense for the nonsense, okay? I'm just over him. Okay, I can imagine how exhausting it is to have a sibling like so. I actually feel like as exhausting as Pello is, Zwai is a lot, okay? And he is disrespectful to every single member of the family. And he is coming with into ukuthi bathi yimi inkulu yalapha ekhaya. Hey, I'm so over it. You are so over it. Now, they're all sitting at the table. I think it's like dinner. All of the family members are there except for the kids. Also, you guys, because they don't do so much with the kids on the show, because the kids bring like softer side of everybody. So I think that if they had times where they have family events where the kids are there more, I think the adults will relax a bit. So it's always just the adults without the kids, and then it's just the tension, okay? Because I feel like the kids, even if somebody doesn't like you in the family, but most of the time when kids come around, they soften up, okay? But anyway, so they're having dinner and everybody's looking beautiful, handsome, and all of that. And you guys, Pello is sober, okay? He might not have been 100% sober, okay? But anything we can get with Pello, okay? He did not have a drink in his hand, and he could speak in sentences, okay? That's just enough for us on this show. And it might just be like the second episode that we get second or third episode where we get Upelo not being drunk, you guys. So right from the beginning, as I was just being disrespectful, because I feel like if in the family you know that you have somebody that does not speak the language that the family speaks, and you are trying to communicate with them, it's a thing. So you can say, Jenny should have learned Xhosa by now, but Jen and Lois will live in their house, and we've watched them with their kids. They speak mainly English with their kids. Now you are here as a family. The Bala family, every single member at the table speaks English very well. In fact, sometimes they do speak English with each other. Unnecessarily so, because they do understand, they speak closer, but that now and then they will be speaking to each other in English here and there. But now that Jen is sitting at the table, Zwai is going to make it a point to speak in closer. Okay? Listen, you guys. I always say that since I haven't made an effort to learn other languages, okay, people are free around me to speak their own languages. And if you're speaking to me in your language and I say I don't understand you, I am not saying change and speak my language. I'm just saying if what you're saying to me is important, if it's important for you, for me to understand what you're saying, you will change and speak another language. But if you don't want to, it's okay. Okay, you are trying to communicate to me. Okay. And also with me, if I'm speaking in Zulu and somebody says I don't understand you, if it's important for me for them to understand, if it's important that they understand what I'm saying, it's important to me, then I swap to English because I want them to understand. But if I don't care if they understand or not, then I just continue speaking isiZulu. You know what I mean? I feel like at the table, they were trying to communicate with each other. They're trying to say what they are not happy with as far as, their interactions as the family. Now, Jen is part of a conversation. A lot of what Zwai is saying is about Jen. Now, Jen understands it's closer here and there, but for a conversation like that, she's not going to understand everything if you speak in closer. So I felt like right at the beginning, Zwai was just wanting to exclude Jen. But how do you exclude somebody from a conversation that is about them? Because at the end of the day, you are trying to make sure that Jen understands that she's overstepping. You are trying to make sure that Jen understands that she involves herself too much and whatever, she's being disrespectful because it was about her. So I found that to be disrespectful for Zwai to just speak in close, and I felt like it was intentional. It wasn't one of those where you just, because sometimes we just find ourselves speaking our own languages and then you're like, oh, I didn't realize you don't understand. Okay, let me accommodate you. Okay. But I felt like with that conversation, Zwai was intentional about not speaking his closer because he really wants Jen to understand that she's not part of the family. And that thing is confusing, you guys, because there has been conversations about Jenny participating in family events. There has been conversations about Jenny wearing the appropriate outfits as umakoti, which means that there is a part of a conversation about Jen becoming part of the family. We really want you to really act like umakoti wakabala, but at the same time you're not really family. Like that's the nonsense that you have to deal with the in-laws. Like just decide, like, am I part of the family or am I not? Because I do have my own family. Okay. So I feel like that, you guys. It's like when it's convenient for them, Jen is not part of the family, but then when it's convenient for them, I Pella, you are a makoto, you have to be involved when we are doing this at the funeral, wear this and so listen, you guys. I felt like the intention of the meeting should have been made clear at the beginning, because I was trying to figure out what is the meeting about. And I ended up putting together, putting it together myself, that I guess everybody's trying to lay out what they are not happy about as far as the family is concerned and how they want to move forward. How are they going to communicate moving forward? How are they going to do things as a family moving forward? Who is supposed to be spoken to about what when certain events are supposed to take place? Who makes certain decisions? Who is the authority when it comes to the family? I am of the belief that fathers are supposed to be that authority in the family. But when the father is not around, the mother becomes that authority. Even if you do have a brother, we do have a brother at home. He's the only one. He is the last born, but he's the one that is actually left at home with my mother. But since my mother is still there, we still look to my mother to say, so what are we supposed to do? And he says it. No, none of the siblings can be above my mother when it comes to what happens in the family at home. So with them, I don't know, there's a thing of almost like they don't respect their mother like that, you know. Like Uzwai is sort of like above even the mom. He makes the decision on what goes, and that's it. I don't know. I didn't understand that, you guys. So now the complication with the Bala family is that there's just too many families involved in one family, because there's the Bala household, there's a Jafta household here, and then there is, what's the surname, Gaga Pelo. Okay, Pelo has his own family. Now, Umama was divorced from the Bala father, or Ada. She was divorced from him even before he passed away. So by the time that he passed away, Umama was not of the Bala family, but obviously she had Bala kids. Then she had Upelo. So now Uzwai is holding this meeting as if uphethe umhlangano wakwabala, but kunabantu in this meeting okungasibabakabala, and you are like, they need to respect what you're saying, but they have, in a way, they have their own family. And I think that's why he was saying maybe yimi nkulu yakabala, because obviously mama again wakabala. But then why do you call mama to the meeting? Okay, it's complicated, you guys. Now he starts a meeting by saying, Guti, he had met with the brothers. I'm guessing the brothers, the uncles that we saw last week, which were from the Bala family, and they want to come in and help the family. I don't know what they're helping with. I guess they're supposed to advise on what is supposed to happen. One of the biggest topics is Pelo, you know, the whole thing of him not being a Bala and taking the surname away from him, and you know, and then he says, "So guessing Bala." At the beginning of the meeting, all of us are Bala. I'm like, no, you're not. No, guys, is it complicated? No, they're not. Like, Umama was married just now. Umama is still mourning her husband. That is Mrs. Chafter. Okay, she is still your mother, but that is a message. So I don't know how you can ignore all of that. Even Pink at the end of the episode was not understanding why her mom was insisting that she's a child. It's like, oh, child, so why are you still insisting you're a child? How, even if your husband has passed away, you are still a missus, you know? So now, you guys, Uzwai has this thing about him. Ngathi ufuna ukuthi kube wuye who makes decisions on how to move forward. And some of the decisions or some of the things that he's suggesting are not bad things, but I think that he doesn't consult the others. So when he comes to them, he's already coming with the decision already made, which this is how I want us to move forward. So everybody feels excluded from the conversation. So the Pelo thing, you guys, they are saying that uPhelo akazange aphelezelwe ukuya ekhaya, akazange agoduswe ukuya ekhaya. Okay, I will admit, you guys, that because some of the terms that they use, some of the closer terms, I realize that they are similar to the terms we use in as Amazulu, but I find that a lot of them got a difference in the meaning, you know. And so sometimes I think I'm understanding, and then as the conversation is going, I'm like, well, it doesn't sound like it's what I think. So they're saying that Pelo azange aze agoduswe, and I think that I would want to hear from a closer person what that means, because ukugoduswa ngesiZulu means being taken home, you know. Does it mean that Umaga Pelo didn't go to the to Pelo's family to say, here, I am pregnant, this is your child, which is what Amazulu do when you are pregnant, and then the father can say yes or no, this is their child, and then after that, are they talking about that process or are they talking about something different? So they are saying, Upelo zanga goduswe. So, since Upelo zanga goduswe, he is a bala. Okay, now, I'm like, but last week you were talking about Upelo said that he is leaving the family. He wants to be excluded from the family. And then you said that he cannot use a Bala surname, but then now he is a Bala. Even Pelo was saying the same thing in the data section. Which one is it? Am I a Bala? Am I not a Bala? Okay. Now, you guys, the mother does explain the whole thing to say, listen, okay, just so everybody understands. Me and your father were divorced before I had Pelo. So before he even passed away, I had divorced him. I was a single girl, when I met Pelo's father. Then I fell pregnant with Pelo's father. So already I guess because she was divorced. That's what Umama is saying. Okay, it's not like Umama cheated on the Bala father. It's not like that. And also, it's not like what she meant or somehow. Wow, but officially, she are divorced. Okay. Anyway, Upelo, well, before Pelo said, Upinki, which I thought was a good thing to say, because Pink was like, listen, this conversation is about you. What do you say when? Because everybody was talking about Pelo, but Pelo was not saying anything. And then Upinki was like, listen, you need to speak up, because sometimes you are quiet and then later on, you are throwing tantrums. So say right now how you feel about this situation. And then Peloge went into the whole thing. I just want to be excluded from the family. And then he started crying. But I wasn't really sure about the tears when it comes to Pelo, because I was like, listen, I've had a last born at home and I know the tears of the last born, okay? There are tears, and then there are tears of the last born. Last night's tears from Upelo, and you guys know I love Upelo, né? You guys know. But the last night's tears were last born tears, okay? But he did say that he just wants to be. And then Upinki was like, but how does that help us as a family if there's a family member that is going to say that now he's not part of the family? How do we move forward? And Upinki is of the belief that the person that can solve this whole thing is Umama. But the thing is, Mama, how is she going to solve this whole thing if she doesn't have any authority? If everybody has given that position of authority to Zwai, but everybody is looking at mom to solve the problem, but every mom wants to speak, she is interrupted by Zwai. So it's that confusion for me, because Upinki insists. Upinki, I think she believes that the mess that they are in right now is because her mom has not done what she's supposed to do as the leader of the family, and as the mom, she hasn't done that. She is supposed to be the one that leads the family to a solution. And I feel like mom is trying. In this meeting, she participated, okay? She fought for her voice to be heard. But I felt like it's very difficult for her, because her firstborn has already taken, over that position of authority, even with her still being alive. So it's a confusion. So who's supposed to make a decision in this? He has already made a decision that Pelo cannot use the Balase name without even talking to the mother, who, by the way, is not a Bala. So maybe he is thinking mom should not have anything to do with the Bala Senate, because she is not a Bala. So I feel like mom is having a difficult time asserting her authority over this family because of those complications. There's too many surnames in this family, okay? Anyway, you guys, and so I do feel like Upinki cares about Upelo very, very much, but I think she gets conflicted, because most of the time she wants to support whatever it is that Zwai is saying, but I think she is heartbroken about the fact that Pelo is deciding that he's not going to be part of the family, and he's not going to be using the surname. I think if Pinky had to tell the truth, she would say, Uguti, Zwai, you're being ridiculous. There's nothing like that. Upelo is a Bala, and he can use the surname Bala as long as he wants, because that's how we grew up. We have never excluded him from that. Okay, listen, I'm out here on YouTube gossiping. Imagine if now the Mdletshe family set me down and say, you know what, the brand Mdletshe is being affected by you gossiping now on YouTube. The Mdletshe people are known to be abantu besonto. We go to church every Sunday, every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Saturday, honey. So we cannot be seen on YouTube gossiping. And this thing of you gossiping on YouTube, it's kind of affecting the brand. So think about it. What surname are you gonna use? Imagine. Okay, so what am I gonna do? I want to gossip. You know what I mean? So if he really was a Bala, like Zwai says, which everybody is a Bala, then they wouldn't even be able to do that. It does not matter how you behave if you are that surname you are. So I don't know how Zwai can say that Pelo is a Bala, but then Pelo, we are understand what I'm saying? Now, you guys, it goes to a point where now Zwai talks about Jen, because of course we have to get to the Jen situation. So Zwai's issue with Jen is that Jen is being disrespectful, and the time that they had the meeting, by the way, you guys, the meeting was at Jen's house. Just remember that. Now, when they had a meeting, remember last week, Zwai complained that Jen at some point told everybody to shut up, okay? Because everybody was getting, which we didn't see. That's another thing. I'm like, well, how can we not see that fight? Okay, that should have been part of the show, because we would have been able to judge which was Jen justifying saying shut the F up. Okay, well, she didn't say shut the F up. She said everybody shut up. Okay, Jen doesn't deny, you guys, that she said that. She doesn't deny that she said, but she says that because Zwai is saying you disrespected my mom and Pinky. And Jen is like, it wasn't directed at mom and it wasn't directed at Pink. It was directed at everybody, because everybody was getting heated, and I was trying to de-escalate the situation. And I felt like if people just keep quiet at that moment, things can work out. Okay. Then she goes to address Pinky, and she says, it wasn't Pinky, it wasn't personal to you. And I was waiting to hear that, like that apology, to see, to judge if it's genuine from Jen, and also to hear if Pinky accepts it or not. And Pinky was willing to listen, you guys. I'm gonna tell you that. I am kind of changing my mind a little bit about Pinky, because there's a change that is happening with Pinky. I think she's just having a hard time disagreeing with Zwai or saying something different from Zwai, but she is ngathi uyabona manje ukuthi na inkinga la the nkulu of the family is the problem. So Pinky was ready to listen. Jen starts to say, Pinky, it wasn't personal to you. But then Zwai disturbs the conversation. And then, what did he say? He says something to sort of say, but that was very disrespectful or whatever. And then Jen is like, but I'm trying to say that I am sorry, especially to you, Mama. Then that's where things went wrong. Because now Pinky was like, oh, so you only apologizing to Mama. Okay. My thing is, I feel like Jen was saying, especially to Mama, because Mama should have not been part of that. With Pinky, they are like sisters, Jen no Pink. So if we have a conversation and I feel like you are shouting and screaming, I can say, shut up. But I'm sorry that I said shut up. But for Mama, it should never have happened. Of course, the apology to Mama is not the same as the apology to Pinky, because with Pinky, they're sisters. But to Mama, that's something different. She's like, Mama should not have been part of that, but I'm sorry, But it was very hard to get that apology out of Jen, because every time she tried to speak, Zwai was disturbing. And Lois was also getting irritated, you guys. I'm glad that Jen has such strong personality that she can stand up for herself. But I think in situations like that, you need your husband, like, listen, you are going to deal with your own family, okay? Because There's no way that my family can speak to my husband anyhow, okay? Before he even hears it, those words will go back to whoever was taking the words out. Because I'm the one that is used to my family. I'm the one that knows how to deal with my family. And I'm the one that is supposed to protect him from the family. But he's supposed to do the same with his family. Because everything that you say as Umakoti is taken. How? Umakoti? Umakoti said, shut up, So he tried to uloyiso even with Uzwai to say, how can you say that my wife is being disrespectful? Let her speak. Let her say her words. You've been sitting here speaking for 45 minutes. I was like, I would have walked out of that. We've been speaking for, let her speak. So eventually she did apologize. And even Upink was saying, listen, we need to let her speak. If we have complaints about Jen, then we need to hear her out. How is she feeling? Is she sorry about the situation so that we can be able to move on? That's what she said, Pink. That's what I'm saying. There's something that is like turning around when it comes to Pink, okay? But she's too scared of her brother. Now, you guys, in the middle of that conversation, Loyiso points out because Zwai was saying we need to have a way of understanding how things are done in this family. For an example, when it comes to Loyiso, when it comes to Pelo, I don't know what happened. I don't know if Amalobolo were paid or not, and all of that, And then Loyiso points out to even I spoke to the uncles. And they also, because I feel like, malume nabo bamaxoli, guys. Uloyiso says, I spoke to the uncles too, and they were not happy with how you did your lobolo situation. Zwai is like, my lobolo situation, because of course he wants everything to be about other people, not him. They never told me. Uloyiso is like, yeah, but they said that. And then he turns it around, he turns the conversation now to be about other people. So Zwai has things that he can also answer for, like his mother has said, I'll for one of your kids, what is happening there. That he hasn't done. But he's into this thing of traditional, ngokosiko, indlu ka-Ada. Lapho Loyiso was saying ukuthi yazi u-Ada kodwa u-Ada wakhona was very gentle. So I imagine that Ada Bala was Loyiso. The way that Loyiso described him, Or maybe he had both Loyiso and Zwai in him, because Loyiso says, which my father was very gentle. He was a gentle and a sweet soul. So this thing of Zwai wearing my father's, and then acting this way as if now he's representing my father doesn't make sense, because my father was a very gentle person, okay? But if you listen to Umama talk about the relationship with Uata, she has said that wasn't a happy marriage. That wasn't a happy marriage. And remember, you guys, Umama bethu bahlalile emshadweni yabo. Imibi injalo, bahlalile emshadweni yabo. And for someone back then to decide, this is it, I'm divorcing, it must have been bad. That's why I'm saying that when Uloyiso was describing Uata, I got the thing of he must have been exactly like Loyiso, but I'm just thinking there must have been the other side, which was the Zwai side, because of what Umama said, okay? So now, you guys, where are we? Okay. So Loyiso was just explaining the thing, which she doesn't understand the fact that now Zwai is wearing the father thing. So Umama stands up because she was feeling cold. They're at a restaurant. I'm guessing that you guys, they just hired the restaurant because there was nobody else there, Maybe they knew that things were going to get heated. And so they decided, you know what? I'm feeling hot. So they decided, you know what? Since it's going to get heated, let's just have the restaurant all to ourselves, okay? So now, you guys, Umama stands up to go look for her jackets. The crew now, when she said, I'm cold, my jacket, someone will say, I'll get it, because they're shooting. So Mama is going around looking for the jacket. She can't find the jacket or whatever. Then the others are still at the table. So Uzwai makes that comment to say, "Kukwabala apha," you know. Akukona kwajatha apha. Guys, he's using itakazalo zakhona, which ngizibhale kuphi? I don't know where I wrote them. But that's the thing that made Umama upset. Because she's like, but don't forget, ukuthi, you can't just sit here and say, umuzi kabala lona. You know, yeah, umuzi kabala lona, but don't forget, ukuthi, I am a drafter. Which upset people. Pinky really doesn't want Umawa. I don't know, guys. Should Umaga Pinky say to Owagabala when she divorced? You don't know. Guys, I understand. She's like, I am a child. Don't forget it, guys. I thought that was mean of Zwai because she is still mourning, guys. It's not even been a year. But they shot the show immediately after the funeral. So it hasn't even been a year for her. We haven't even seen the unveiling of the Jafta tombstone. For Umama to at any point say, I am not a Jafta, it just would be too soon. And it would be weird. With how Umama, I'll say, Namanjoga Jafta, just because we have Jafta session. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, so after Ugofa, you are really single. Technically, you are really single. But, you know, it doesn't make sense because they expected to now not acknowledge the Jafta side of her when she was legally married or traditionally married, because the uncles know about the marriage, okay? They do know about it, okay? So that's what upset mom. So then when Uzwai no Loiso were having an exchange and it was heated, Uzwai ends up saying, Yimi inkulu ya lapha ekhaya. And Mama said, but even inkulu ino mama. That's why I liked Mama in this episode, you guys. Because I think she tried to assert her position in the family. To say, yes, uyinkulu yale family, but even inkulu ino mama. You know, even inkulu, they listen to their mother. You know, you can't say uyinkulu nje. So now when outside chelo, you can't hear nothing from anybody. Uyinkulu, but you know mama. I think she was asserting her place, which at the end of the day, as far as this family is concerned, Kusayimi, who is the person that is supposed to have the final word, okay? But she's not being respected enough to be able to do that. But I liked Mama, okay? She was giving Zwai his business, okay? Now, Mama's view when it comes to Jen is that when they are arguing in the family, Jen must try and take a step back. You know, it's very complicated when you are an in-law because it's like you're supposed to be involved but not really. So you have to make your make your own judgment to say, okay, this is not the situation, maybe let me walk out of the room, you know. So Mama was trying to tell Jen, you know what, when we're arguing as a family, don't ungafakazi, ungaphenduli, just take a step back, let us talk. Okay, she was saying it to Jen in front of everybody, you know. And Mama loves Jen, you guys. And I think because of that, Jen was receptive to it. She didn't have a problem with it. She was like, no, I hear you, Mama. You know, I feel like that whole fight they had, you guys, it's very difficult to let people wild at your house. The meeting was at her house, okay? I remember her even saying, listen, I had other guests at my house. So it was also my reputation at risk with everything that was going left at the time. I felt like I needed everybody to shut up and calm down, okay? So any other place, I think it's easy to just take a step back when the in-laws are arguing or whatever, because you are imakot. But at your own house, it's difficult to just let people do whatever, you know? But she was receptive to that, and she was like, no, she understands that. And she liked the fact that Umama is asserting her position as the head of the family. Now, the issue now was Zwai selling inkulu ye family. And Loiso saying, listen, be inkulu of the family. Keep your family, because it seems like this is your family. Keep your family. I have my family, you know? And I like that Uloiso said that. But there were other moments where I felt like I wanted Uloiso to speak up that he didn't. And I think that we can't do anything about him just being himself and being a gentle person, but I wanted him to speak up more. But he did say, you guys, listen, I don't want to be Inkulu. I'm not competing with you to be Inkulu of this family. I have my family. I have the way that I run my family. I care about individuals in this family, but it's not like I'm claiming Inkulu, yeah, family. No. But he said something very important, because he said to Zwai, we can't, you are talking about structure. Okay, you are in Kulu, so everyone must listen to you and all of that. There's a structure, there are people to be consulted and whatever. But where is love? Because before there is a structure and authority and all of that, there should be love in the family. And I feel like that's important, you guys, because there's a difference between fighting with somebody on the streets and fighting with somebody in the family. The basis of everything is love. We are trying to get back to love. We are trying to get back to caring about each other. At the end of the day, most of the time with family, you feel like, I don't even have an option to walk away. I know people say it on the internet all the time. You don't have to, be in contact with your family. But it's not an easy thing to do that. Most of the time, it's nice to have contact with your family, to have support from your family. So when you're fighting with your family, you fight hoping to get back to, at the end of the day, we love each other, we care about each other. If you need me, I'm going to be here for you. Sometimes even when I don't like you, but I'm still going to be here for you because I like you. That's what Uloisa, I think, was trying to say. You are forgetting the very important thing, which is love, okay? I think Zwai was shocked by the fact that Lois was speaking up, because he's like, no, I don't understand what's going on. He's just mumbling. I'm like, no, he didn't mumble. There was one moment, listen, Lois mumbles a lot, but that moment he didn't mumble. It was like, you are forgetting it. I'm a Christian, and I live my life that way. It's love first, and then there is everything else. There's the family and whatever. Okay, I think Lois, what he's saying is that, listen, do whatever you want to do with this family. If you want to lead it, you can lead it. I would lead my own family. I did also like the fact that Mom did say, it's not right for Uzwai to speak to Lois, so the way that he speaks to Lois in front of his wife. She said, he has a family, he has his own family. To speak to him like you're speaking to like a small boy, because he was saying, guys. I was like, I guys, listen, I thought Jen was going to lose it. Guys. You know how they say maybe she took the edibles because she was just calm. I was like, yeah, they're pointing at your husband. They're pointing at your husband. Okay. I think it would have been worse than that if I was Jen. Today, that meeting, shut up, shut the F up to everybody. So there was in a direct session. Nobody pointed it out in the setting that you can't speak like that to Lois. So this is a grown man with his own family and his own wife. Okay. In fact, if anybody should be more respected here, is this family man here. I think Zwai would just die if they said that. And also, Upelo said the same thing. Sometimes Zwai speaks to Lois even worse than he speaks to me, the way that he speaks to him. Anyway, you guys, I don't think that anything was resolved, except that at the end of the day, Zwai asserted ukuthi uyinkulu yefamily angeke ezwe ngabantu yena, okay, and also ngeke ezwe ngumfazi, okay. It was like angeke sithelwe umfazi thina, and the mother didn't like that. The mother didn't like, because what are you saying? Because Lois was married, has a wife. I'm here. Pinky is here. You're the one that you don't have a wife. Obviously, but there was the moment when Mama was saying, but even Inkulu has a ma. I like that statement. I must put it on a t-shirt. Even Inkulu inomama, even Inkulu izwa ngomama. I'm like, yeah, I need a t-shirt. Actually, I have so many of these things that I need to put on t-shirts. I need to do that soon. And then girls went on the speech, so good to you will always need a family, whatever, you know. But his statement, I think his statement also wrapped everything out. Would say, yeah, you can have all of that in the family, but at the end of the day, do you have love? That's what you need to have, you guys. And then Upinki thought go to Mama should be the one to give direction. And there's a moment where Upinki is trying to speak to Mama, and then Mama's like, you know what? Just let me be. There's something I'm thinking about. I'm going to forget what I want to say, you know, in that moment. But then we never hear Umama to what did he want to say. And I'm like, these people, what did Mama want to say? We wanted to hear go to Mama, but I understand Umama. I think she's like, what, in her 60s? How old is the Bala Mama? I need to search. So I understand the memory thing, because even in your 40s you do the memory thing. You go to the kitchen, you forget what you were there for. So she was saying, so I'm waiting to say something. Listen, you guys. At the end, they ended up all walking away. Obviously, Loiso with his wife walks away. Zwai, because he ended up saying, listen, we'll wait for the uncles to tell us what to do or whatever. And then Apello as well. And then Pinky was left behind. Pinky was left behind, but to Jane, I think it was an indication that she does not have issues with people, because she went and hugged Mom and sort of hugged Pinky, half hugged Pinky. And then they left, and then Pinky left Umama behind. She said they had traveled with Umama to the place, but Umama will have to see what to feel. Hi guys. I feel like therapy would have helped them. I really do feel like that. I feel like that. I feel like if they use that time to do therapy, you know, like Pinky, no Mama, the thing is not resolved. And Uzwai, no, Uzwai, no Jen. The thing will never be resolved, because I think that Uzwai just hates Jen, and Zwai wants to see Jen and Loiso's marriage not work, and until that happens, he's not gonna be happy. So like his issues are not really like valid issues. He's just like anything that Jen says. I mean, he had an issue with Jen wanting to apologize at the time. Who has an issue with somebody wanting to say, listen, I'm sorry, I should not have done that? Who wouldn't give somebody a chance to do that, at least, if you thought they were such horrible people, you know? So I just feel like that part of it is not going to be resolved, because I am on the shame. But here's the thing, guys. Somebody call Melanie Bala, you know? Please tell Melanie we get it, okay? We get it. Congratulations to her for walking away. How did she do it for so many years? How was Melanie married to Zwai for so many years? Because how did she do it? How did she do it? I was like, yo, wabegezela lo nkosikazi. Yo, wabegezela lo mama. I was like, how did she do it? Listen, wherever she is, Melanie, we get it. We understand it. It's congratulations for choosing yourself, okay? We were upset when we found out that you guys were divorcing, but we didn't know what you were dealing with. Now we know. Congratulations to you. We hope you find a beautiful man, okay? It was too much. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm still going to check if it was the finale episode, but it felt like it. At the end, Mama was saying, listen, people wanted to see how the Bala family lives. This is how we live. You know, we fight, we get back together, we fight, we get back together. The thing that makes me sad about this family, you don't see a lot of love, guys. Abala, you don't see a lot of love. And, you know, most of the time families are like that. It's love, it's fight, it's love, it's fight. But here is that tension, tension, upset, tantrum, tension. Where's the love? Where's the fun? Where's the laughter? You know, we don't see it. It could be that there is, but they didn't show us a lot of laughter and fun stuff. None of it, okay? Anyway, you guys, what happened to the $1 million house? Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. If you watched until here, I miss Cat shame. Guys, I can't believe I speak for 40 minutes in one video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me in the comment section, you guys, what you think about this. And also, those who are closer, please explain to us that thing of upelo azanga goduswa. What does that mean? Upelo akagoduswanga. And yes, that's what I wanted to understand. I think I will understand that whole exchange better if I know what ugoduswa in terms of amaxhosa. What does that mean? What does it entail? Who's supposed to do it? When is it supposed to be done? And what happens when the mother was married before and not? No, what? Just explain to us, okay? I know I'm lazy to read the essays in the comment section, but that essay I would read just to understand. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. Please like it before you're gonna share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Give it tanda.